Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresko, as we always do. Let's begin with 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis with a current look at traffic and weather. Some potential flurries out there for the evening commute, Brian.
Yeah, a couple, 2 or 3 of them are possible. Let's take a look at traffic right now. You can see here that so far so good. Traffic moving along fine on I-91 and across the Mass Pike from the Berkshires to Sturbridge. Temperatures right now are in the upper 30s, so we're above freezing, at least in the valley. A little bit cooler in the Berkshires. There are a couple of scattered snowflakes moving through a little weak disturbance, at least around the southern end of that weak disturbance in the atmosphere, and as a result, a couple of snowflakes. So at least this few snowflakes are possible through about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, and then we dry out, and even a little bit of clearing for the overnight hours. We'll show you with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
Springfield police are investigating a deadly shooting in the city's Forest Park neighborhood. Officers were called to Oakland Street around 11:30 last night for a shot spotter activation. Springfield police spokesman Ryan Walsh told 22 News when officers got there, they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. His name has not been released and no word yet on any suspects or arrests. One person was forced out of their home after a fire in Ludlow over the weekend. Firefighters were called to Venture Street around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon for reports of flames coming from the garage of that home. Ludlow Fire Chief Ryan Pease told 22 News due to a lack of hydrants in the area, firefighters used tanker trucks to put out the flames. The fire department was able to put out the fire in about 25 minutes. No one was hurt. The cause of that fire was accidental. A new era begins in Foxborough today as the New England Patriots introduced Mike Vrabel as the team's new head coach. News broke yesterday morning that the team and Vrabel agreed to a multi-year deal, becoming the 16th head coach in franchise history. He replaces Gerard Mayo, who was fired earlier this month after a rough first season. Vrabel, of course, is no stranger to New England, winning 3 Super Bowl titles as a player with the Pats. He later served as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. The judge overseeing the Karen Reed case ruled that an expert witness for defense for Reed's defense team can testify at her retrial later this year. It's a loss for the prosecution, who wanted to keep Dr. Marie Russell from testifying. Reed is accused of hitting and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe with her SUV in January of 2022. Reed's team claims she was framed and the victim of a police conspiracy. Russell's testimony about injuries to O'Keefe's arm is part of their contention that a dog was involved in his death. Reed's second trial is set to begin in April. Back now with meteorologist Brian Lapis. Relatively quiet out there this evening, Brian.
Yeah, light wind, a little bit of snowflake activity, but otherwise we're going to be in for a quiet night. And for the most part, other than a little bit of wind, a quiet work week. Clouds and radar showing a few scattered flurries west of the Connecticut River. And we have the chance for a few flurries through about 7 or 8 o'clock as shown here on the 22 News Storm Team Skycast. Here's 5 o'clock this evening. A little batch of flurries passing through by 7 o'clock. We're actually showing some clearing in here. I'm going to call it scattered clouds to variable clouds here overnight. There'll be a light breeze out of the west early, and that breeze will build a little bit overnight. And then tomorrow's a breezy day out of the northwest with sunshine mixing with clouds and a high temperature cooler tomorrow. In fact, about 10 degrees cooler. 28 to 32 is all we'll do here for high temperatures tomorrow, and also on the cool side for Wednesday. We'll show you on 22 News at 5.
Trending today on 22 News, the ice castles are back in New Hampshire. Taking a look right there. It's actually earlier than expected because of the cold that New Hampshire has been experiencing over the past couple of weeks. It features towers, tunnels, archways, and caves made of all ice. And again, those ice castles are open right now. Okay, turning to our next story, Amazon is shutting down its Prime Try Before You Buy program, which lets Prime members try on clothes before paying for them at the end of the month. An Amazon spokesperson says the company is ending the service because it only worked for a limited number of items, and customers are increasingly using Amazon's new AI features to decide what to buy. Try Before You Buy launched in 2018 as Amazon Wardrobe. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, West Springfield police say the search for local puppy Remy continues. Find out how you can help in that search. Then Congressman Richard Neal was in Western Massachusetts today. See what his expectations are for the upcoming Trump administration. Plus, we'll take a closer look at the news conference that formally introduced Mike Vrabel as the Patriots' new head coach. Ryan.
Traffic in good shape here as we head into the evening commute. Up and down I-91, we're fine. And across the Mass Pike, again, across Hampden County and into Worcester County, Berkshire County, also running normally. Watch out for a couple of flurries here over the next few hours. We'll track another round of windy weather here for the middle of the week on 22 News at 5.
Brian, thanks as always, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Latest news and weather updates anytime at wwlp.com and the free 22 News app.